of our favorite topics on the show here is, of course, Representative Jasmine Crockett. And Jasmine Crockett is, I don't know that I would say that she is as much of an embarrassment to Texas as John Cornyn, but it's pretty damn close. She famously, went into running for Congress and had a completely different demeanor, a completely different attitude, a completely different accent, and now all of a sudden is Queen Hoodrat in Congress. And my friend Benny Johnson, of course, host of The Benny Show, actually traveled here to the Dallas area and to St. Louis to Jasmine Crockett's hometown to investigate where Jasmine Crockett is really from and what her district is like. And here's a short clip of that.
Yo, what's up, guys? We are in Dallas, Texas today in the heart of Jasmine Crockett's district. It is rough, it is tough, it is hood, and it is foul, just like Jasmine Crockett. That's the whole persona, right? Tough-talking, street-fighting girl from the ghetto. But there's a little problem with Jasmine. It's all a lie. She's code switching. She's a fraud, and we can prove it today.
I'd like to welcome to the show Benny Johnson himself to talk to me about this epic video that you guys did. Benny, I saw this and I was like, damn it, Benny, why didn't I get to this first? Because she's in my backyard and you, as smart as you are, were like, I'm going to come expose this guy or this woman, and expose you did. So tell everyone what kind of a code switcher Hoodrat Crockett is.
Yeah, so you would have had to go to where Jasmine Crockett's really from, because what she's doing is using the Dallas area. She's not from there. She has no roots there. She has no connection to Dallas whatsoever. Shows how low the barriers to entry are in the Democrat Party. You would have had to go to St. Louis, Sarah, and I don't know if you want to go to St. Louis,
no.
But the parts of St. Louis, there are some parts of St. Louis you don't want to go to, but there are some parts of St. Louis that are actually some of the nicest neighborhoods you've ever seen in your life. Like, think of the house that Mark and Patricia McCloskey lived in, that giant mansion that everyone was like, is this a museum? No, that's actually what houses look like in the Republican suburbs of St. Louis. And they're gorgeous and beautiful and leafy and manicured. And the people wave on their way to their HOA meetings on their beautiful, pristine lawns. It's a wonderful place to live. In fact, inside of that exact area is where Jasmine Crockett went to school, a place called Mary Institute of St. Louis County Day School. Anytime it has day school behind it, it means it's very, very fancy. That's where Jasmine went to school. It's not just a good school, Sarah. It's the best school in the entire state of Missouri. It's nationally ranked as one of the best preparatory schools in America. It's so elite that the test scores leaving that school are some of the highest in the entire nation. That's where Jasmine Crockett went to high school. It costs $35,000 per year. There's a private lacrosse field as well as a sunken, grassy Wimbledon court right there on campus, along with its own private bass pond. So it was remarkable walking around and seeing it. Jasmine Crockett, of course, went directly from there to Rhodes College in the rolling leafy hills outside of Memphis, Tennessee. That cost $75,000 per year. Then she went to the University of Houston Law School. That's another 40 grand. So if you total it all together, it's very close to $1 million worth of not only higher, the highest levels of education you can possibly get. And I don't know about you, but I went to community college in a hog field in Iowa. And so, boy, I can speak English. And so, it's something that is a real curiosity to me. And if you'll allow me to just finish my long-winded thought here, which is this. This isn't rare. This is normal in the Democrat Party. Mm-hmm. It's called working class stolen valor. It's practiced by the elites inside of the Democrat Party, whether you're Zoran Mandami, Kamala Harris, or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or Jasmine Crockett. You are embarrassed that you come from wealth and privilege. You have to make up stories, fanciful stories, in order to try and prove that you have some type of bona fides with the working class and the welfare class of which you are constantly trying to appease and pander to. Remember AOC saying they just out here to steal bread, right? When everyone's robbing a Nike store, the Nike/bread store, right?
Right.
And this is exactly what Jasmine Crockett's doing. It's endemic in the Democrat Party. Kamala Harris says she worked the fries. at McDonald's. Give me a break. Everyone knows that it's all farcical. It's all fake. It's all fraudulent. And the American public sees through it. It's just fun to expose it. I'm kind of amazed that more people don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right, because when you look at how many of them are doing it, you pointed it out, there are so many of them doing it. And I understand that they're winning, at least for now. They're winning these seats. So one could say, well, they're doing it because they're getting away with it. But one has to wonder why they feel so shameful about their past, about, Jasmine Crockett. You point out, I certainly didn't have a private bass pond that we fished from at any point in my life, including right now. So it's like, what are they so shameful of? And why are they trying to hide who they truly are, do you think?
Oh, well, the answer to that, I think, is quite easy, although the solution to it is not so easy. The answer is deep-seated insecurity and self-loathing. Yeah. They actually hate who they are. They despise the God that created them. They don't like how they were raised, who they were raised to be. It's a crazy dichotomy, Sarah. Yeah. Because this is the same party that tells you you must be your authentic self. You must be who you are. There's nothing wrong with where you come from and what you choose to be. And yet they're the ones who refuse to embrace their elitist roots, their backgrounds as to where they come from. They're the ones who constantly have to lie to all of us and to live action role play that they're some ghetto girl from the hood when they are absolutely not. Do you know that Jasmine Crockett was the best clarinet player at St. Louis County Day School and Mary Institute? Oh, yes. She was one of the best, and she learned to play her clarinet under the apple tree. There was a private apple orchard there. And so it's a little different from the world star, sexy red, hood rat life that she tries to project. And so it's something that is worth being called out. Now, the irony, I guess, of all of this is that people like AOC and Jasmine Crockett and Kamala Harris, in spite of their low IQs and in spite of being, I think, very unimpressive people, they have risen to positions of great power and prominence. I think often using working class stolen valor.
Yes.
Often off the struggle, saying they're from the struggle, but actually using struggling people to gain more power, which is an elitist trait in and of itself. Treating people like garbage all the way up. AOC refuses to pay her staff, treats them like trash. Jasmine Crockett treats her staff like trash. That's not what working class people do, actually. If you come from nothing like me, if you were raised poor, if you were raised in the working class and you had to scrape and come from nothing, you don't treat people like garbage, actually, right? You treat the janitor or the guy working the manhole cover, you treat them the same, that's the same way. Yeah. But if you do come from elitist backgrounds, you treat people like trash. And that's something that Kamala Harris can't keep staffers. She rages and rips through her staff. Same thing with AOC, same thing with Jasmine Crockett. That's just old world elitism. Mm-hmm. And it underlies something fascinating, is that they are actually the images of how incredible this nation is. They're actually the most incredible advertisement for that. In America, you can go and become anything and do anything no matter where you come from. Even if you're as unimpressive and as unintelligible as AOC or Jasmine Crockett, you can still rise to power. At some level, it's actually a wonderful tribute to America. Yeah. In some type of charming, kind of sad, special, Make-A-Wish, special needs way. That
is a great point, because I keep saying, at least when it came to, at the time, I said Kamala Harris, Fani Willis, Ketanji Brown Jackson, all of these women who seem to keep getting these law degrees and yet know nothing. They can't even tell you what a woman is. They don't even, they're enamored with the school bus. And you're like, boy, we're just handing these degrees out like hotcakes, I guess, because I'm not so sure they learned anything. And so, but you have a great point, or at least it's an optimistic spin on it, is hey, you know what? Even in America, if you only have two brain cells to rub together, you too can make something of yourself, because that's what kind of country we have. And I love that. But I do want to ask you this too, Benny, before you go. sometimes, so I appreciate all of your work, and you are doing great work, and I would encourage everyone, watch The Benny Show. It's on weekdays on X. I see you everywhere. It's on YouTube, Instagram. Is it 10 a.m. Eastern?
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
so 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Make sure that you watch it. Benny's doing great stuff. But there's a part of me, Benny, that says, don't do that. Don't expose Jasmine Crockett. I love Jasmine Crockett being the ringleader of the Democrat Party. I love Jasmine Crockett being the face of them. And I say, you know what? If the Democrat Party wants to plaster her all over CNN and MSNBC and all of these networks as their girl, who are we to stop them from doing that and just let the chips fall where they may?
So while I agree with you there,
Yeah.
I also agree, much like with the saving of Washington, D.C., that the people of South Dallas are Americans. And I spent some considerable time in South Dallas, and I spoke with people on their front porches and inside of the bombed out, destroyed buildings of which they were just sitting in. You could just wander the streets of Malcolm X Boulevard. If anyone wants to know, I went down Malcolm X Boulevard, and I just went and talked with people.
Yeah.
And those people told me to a man and to a woman that they have just been forgotten about. And they are also the forgotten man and woman of America, and that they are not served at all by their representatives. And they've never seen Jasmine Crockett. They've never met Jasmine Crockett. And you end up feeling for those people because either through tough breaks or through just being born into poverty, you kind of need something. They deserve someone better than a code switching fraud.
Yeah.
And that's what Jasmine Crockett is. And the best result, and it most likely would be a Democrat, but the best result would be somebody representing these people and not just abusing them and using them, because that's just what's happened, for generations in that impoverished part of the country. And so, if you want better for your American citizen brethren, if you want America first, which means all of America first, then I care about those people. I care about the people in the Palisades that had their homes burned down by Gavin Newsom wantonly. I care about the people in Lahaina who are also in a blue state, but they had their entire city burned down. And then The Rock and Oprah try to fraudulently raise money over it.
Right.
And I care about the people who are currently enduring horrific terrorist level crime rates in Washington, D.C., even though those are all blue cities, they're all still my fellow countrymen. So they just deserve better. And it's our honor to go and serve them.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Benny. I appreciate you so much. Appreciate all of the great work that you're doing. I reposted your video, but I would like for everyone to just go to your page and watch it there. Make sure that you're following Benny. Make sure that you tune in to his show. And Benny, I just want to say I have a new producer on staff. His name is Andy, and he's a huge fan of yours, a huge fan. So this is a big moment for him to.
What up, Andy? How you doing, bro? What's going on, buddy?
So
all right, this salt's for you. All right, salt to live.
And I know, there are a lot of young men that look up to you because of the great work that you're doing, which is so important with the next generation. So I appreciate you so much, Benny, and keep up the good work.
It's a movement. God has a plan, and it's exciting to be part of it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Benny Johnson, host of The Benny Show. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, sir.
If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.